CNN has spectacularly and surprisingly slammed Barack Obama.
Honestly, it's not unfair to say if President Obama's going to write a whole post about a peace deal, maybe he should acknowledge the president that brokered it.
If Donald Trump gets a peace deal, he deserves the credit.
The criticism came after the former president wrote a lengthy post on X that celebrated the end of the war but gave no recognition of Donald Trump's pivotal brokering of the deal. The post read, "After 2 years of unimaginable loss and suffering for Israeli families and the people of Gaza, we should all be encouraged and relieved that an end to the conflict is within sight, that those hostages still being held will be reunited with their families, and that vital aid can start reaching those inside Gaza whose lives have been shattered. More than that though, it now falls on Israelis and Palestinians, with the support of the US and the entire world community, to begin the hard task of rebuilding Gaza, and to commit to a process that, by recognizing the common humanity and basic rights of both people, can achieve the lasting peace." Donald Trump Jr. lashed out the post, cheekily adding, "I'll finish it for you. Thank you, Donald Trump." Online commentators were left shocked that CNN called out the former president, with this person saying, "CNN calling out Obama, pigs are flying," and this person agreed, saying, "Hell just froze over." In addition to Obama's refusal to acknowledge Trump's part in the peace deal, Anthony Blinken also tried to undermine Trump, which the president called a joke.
And they were in places that you don't want to know about. Deep.
Some of the top Biden administration folks who were there, like Anthony Blinken, seem to want some credit for the peace deal. Blinken says it's good that President Trump adopted and built on the plan that the Biden administration developed. What do you think about that?
Everybody knows that's a joke. Look, they did such a bad job. This should have never happened. This wouldn't have even happened. That was weak leadership, terrible. And the same thing with Russia, Ukraine. If just a decent president, not a great president like me, not a great president. If a decent president was in, you wouldn't have had the Russia-Ukraine. And this is, I would say, even more so. This was bad policy by Biden and by Obama. Remember when Bibi came and he begged that you not do what they were doing with Iran? You remember that, right? Begged them. And they wouldn't even listen to him. Everything they did was the opposite of what you should have done. And it's nice that they try and take a little credit. That was years ago, and the mistakes were made years ago, and it was both by Biden and Obama.
And whilst Obama and Blinken continued to ignore President Trump's groundbreaking strides forward, another former Trump rival is taking the high road. Hillary Clinton praised Trump for the peace deal.
It's a really significant first step, and I really commend President Trump and his administration, as well as Arab leaders in the region, for making the commitment to the 20-point plan and seeing a path forward for what's often called the day after.
And the mainstream media seemingly have no choice but to congratulate Trump on brokering the deal.
We've heard it again and again from a number of people today, really giving credit to President Trump for getting this deal over the finish line. What are you hearing from your sources with regard to President Trump's role in getting both parties to sign off on at least the first phase of this peace plan?
Well, certainly this is an enormous moment for the world, but also for this administration. A big win for the president, who has been very personally involved in this, Lindsay.
MSNBC doubled down on the praise.
Joe Biden could never do that. And Donald Trump was able to do it, and did it at the decisive moment when he said, essentially, this war must end.
And Donald Trump himself acknowledged the unity across political lines that this peace deal has brought.
A very special time, and I guess if you read your own papers and your own networks, everybody's very excited about this moment in time. So I'll see you on the plane. I think you're traveling with us, but this is a very special event. They had 500,000 people yesterday and today in Israel, and also the Muslim and Arab countries are all cheering. Everybody's cheering at one time. That's never happened before. Usually if you have one cheering, the other isn't. The other is the opposite. This is the first time everybody is amazed and they're thrilled, and it's an honor to be involved. And we're going to have an amazing time, and it's going to be something that's never happened before. So I'll see you on the plane, and we're going to have a good time. Okay, Peter? Nice to see you. Thank you, everybody. See you in a little while.
And Trump is right, with celebrations breaking out on the streets of Gaza over the weekend. But an end to the war and the release of hostages is not enough for activists of the West, with pro-Palestine protests continuing across the globe despite the peace deal being made, like in Montreal, Canada, where Antifa was chanted.
Long live Intifada! 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 Intifada!
This commentator said pro-Palestinian Islamists take over the streets of Montreal, Canada. Despite the war being over, they say their work is not done and the protests will continue. It was never about Palestine, it's about destroying the West.